The most disrespected person in America is the black woman. The most unprotected person in America is the black woman. The most neglected person in America is the black woman.
Jordan, I learned the most important lesson, which is probably the most dangerous lesson of all, too. The male ego is the most sensitive and most dangerous thing the world has to offer.
Yes.
So I was very...
Just say that again one more time. Say that one more time.
The male ego is the most sensitive and dangerous thing in the world.
Hello everyone, it's Queen Beeline back to you with another video. This video is an update to the Jorre Hadley story. Before I begin, I would like to extend my support and continued condolences to the Hadley family as you are grieving the loss of your child, mother, and sibling at this time. According to reports, the suspect, DeAndre Miller, is now facing 8 charges after officers stated he touched and unalived the mother of his child, Jorre Hadley, on Mother's Day. On June 4th, 2025, the St. Louis City Prosecutor's Attorney's Office have filed charges against DeAndre Miller. Officers stated on May 11th, 2025, DeAndre Miller unalived his child's mother, Jorre Hadley, at the 4200 block of Memphis Avenue in the Ville neighborhood. She was touched and unalived just hours after attending a Mother's Day service at a nearby church with her child. In charging documents, officers stated Jorre Hadley was sitting in the front passenger seat of a car. Their 3-year-old child was also in the car alongside Hadley's siblings. Officers further stated that DeAndre Miller approached Jorre Hadley and the two started to argue over custody issues with their child. Jorre Hadley, her son, and her siblings left in the car for a short time to visit an auto parts store. When they returned, officers stated Miller started arguing with Jorre Hadley again. DeAndre Miller walked away from the argument, but he quickly walked up to the car, pointed a weapon at Jorre Hadley, and touched her several times as she sat in the front passenger seat. He immediately fled the area in another car. Officers stated on June 3rd, 2025, officers obtained a search warrant for a home at the 4600 block of Corte Avenue in the Penrose neighborhood. Officers spotted Miller as they approached the house. Upon seeing the officers, DeAndre Miller immediately fled. Police stated Police Canine Admiral found Miller, who put the dog in a headlock, but Canine Admiral was ultimately able to subdue him. DeAndre Miller is booked in the St. Louis City Justice Center. He is currently being held without bond. DeAndre Miller is facing the following charges: homicide in the first degree 1 count, armed criminal action class U felony 2 counts, unlawful use of weapon class A felony 1 count, unlawful possession of a weapon class C felony 1 count, resisting or interfering with arrest class E felony 1 count, endangering the welfare of a child class D felony 1 count, and assault on a law enforcement animal class A misdemeanor 1 count. Again, sending condolences and support to the Hadley family and community at this time as you are grieving the loss of your child, your mother, and community member at this time. I am glad that officers apprehended the suspect who did this type of heinous crime. I'm glad that officers were able to have this monster in their custody. Yes, I said it, monster. The fact that this monster felt that he was the judge, jury, and ultimately executioner of his child's mother, and on Mother's Day, tells me all that I need to know about this monster's character. The fact that he knew that it was her day to be acknowledged and be supported and loved upon as a mother, he took it upon himself to taking her out, not only in front of her child, but in front of her siblings, to show them that he's in charge. Now, if you had a problem over custody, you take it to the courts, and you and the courts and Miss Hadley figure something out. But oh no, you wanted to teach Miss Hadley a lesson in that you are in control and you are going to use this child as a weapon to keep her from moving forward. I've said this before and I will say it again. There are persons out here who will court you, who will date you, who will marry you, and yes, even will have children with you and secretly hate you. I've seen this time and time and time again where Black women specifically walk away from a relationship and she's called everything but the child of God. And the minute she starts speaking up for herself, she's bitter, she's angry, she's everything but the child of God. And it's not until she's unalived and her picture is thrown around various social media posts, that's when persons are posting RIP. And then you will have some pick-me's, yes, pick-me's out here defending these monsters' dangerous behaviors. Let me tell you something. Today it's someone that you don't know. Tomorrow it could be someone that you do know. We do not know what happens behind closed doors, but we do know this. Miss Jorre Hadley is no longer here. Her child is forever scarred because his father thought he had the automated gall to taking her out because she was not bowing down to him. And it's time that we as community members start holding each other accountable for these dangerous actions. It is time for us to reclaiming our community. We can't claim to protecting Black women outside of our communities if we are not protecting Black women within our communities. It is time for us to stop looking the other way. And it is time for us to do our due diligence. It is time for us to start listening and not passing judgment. As the family is grieving and the community is supporting the Hadley family, I hope that the family and the community supports this baby moving forward, meaning allowing this baby to getting therapy for not only the short term, but the years and decades to come. Losing out on your number one supporter is a hard thing to comprehend as an adult. So I can begin to imagine the process of loss for this baby. And it is imperative that his family and community rallies around him for the long haul. According to the Black Burn Center organization, an estimated 40% of Black women will experience DV in their lifetime, and unfortunately, 56% of these homicides were committed by a current or former partner. The majority of the homicides of pregnant women in the U.S. are at the hands of an intimate partner with a weapon. Black women are 3 times likely to be unalived by their partners around the time of their pregnancy compared to white or Hispanic women. According to the Mass General Brigham, of the 21 million assault-related injury visits, an estimated 15% occurs during the holiday season, and an 85% during non-holidays. New Year's Eve was the highest for intimate partner violence and altercations, followed by St. Patrick's Day, Independence Day, and Labor Day. Victims may be more vulnerable to violence due to prolonged or increased contact with family and friends, alcohol consumption, financial stress, or unique challenges during the holiday period. According to The Guardian, in 2020, homicides increased nearly 30% nationwide that year. The rate for Black women and girls rose 33%, a sharper increase than for every demographic except for Black men, and more than doubled that of white women. The unfortunate unalivings of Black women and Black girls increased across age groups, from school-age children to senior citizens. According to another study conducted by Lancet, found the homicide rate among Black women between the ages of 25 and 44 years old increased by 73% between 2014 and 2020. And according to the DV Hotline organization, on average, it takes a victim at least 7 times to leave before staying away for good and exiting the relationship is most unsafe for a victim. I'm going to repeat this one more time. According to the DV Hotline organization, it takes a victim 7 times to leave before staying away for good, and exiting the relationship is the most unsafe time for a victim. And this is why we must listen to victims of DV and not dismissing or disregarding their allegations as it pertains to abuse. We must be mindful that our words do have an effect on others, and we must support them during this difficult time. Again, how many more persons are we willing to lose before we say enough is enough? When are we going to ring the alarm when these allegations come to pass? Are we going to continue the norm of doing nothing? When are we going to listen to Black women? When are we going to believe Black women? When are we going to protecting Black women? It should not only be a slogan, it should be something that we are actively doing in private as well as in the public. I will leave in the comments and description below for organizations and hotlines as it pertains to DV. Say their names, known and unknown. Protect Black mothers. Protect Black women. Say her name, Jorre Hadley justice for Jorre Hadley. And as always, please be safe out here, and I will see you in the next video.